Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for a Natgas price prediction based on Elliott Wave Analysis. So let's see this complex chart together from the all-time history and also to the lower time frame for the 1 hour chart here. So it's a very complex structure here where we have kind of like an A, B, and a C for a W. We have a three waves, another three waves here for an X, another three waves for a wave Y, meaning all this sideways here that we got already is a finished three waves corrective W, X, and a Y. And after that, we start to see a new psychology here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And that's starting from 2020, where Corona or COVID-19 has started. And we saw, of course, very high prices for the gas here. So we have an impulse toward the upside, wave 1 or wave A, followed by another impulse downward. And when this happens, when we have an impulse upward and another impulse downward, that means another psychology has been created here. And that was exactly at the time of 2022, where I would say Corona or COVID-19 has started to be less impact on the gas prices here. So basically what we have here, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can be a wave A. Since we didn't took the lows though, that can be a wave A. We got here kind of like an expanding diagonal after it. So the very complex structure, as I'm telling you, like it looks like a very impulsive in every single wave lately, where we have wave 3, 4, and a 5, and another 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and another 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. However, this is a question mark here as a diagonal, as an expanding diagonal, because the wave 5 should be longer than the wave 3, where the probability goes very, very far. Yeah. And that it bring it again as a potential WX and a wave Y here, where we have a wave B. So preferably, of course, to consider this as a WX and a Y as a wave B, and that means that you are in a potential A, B, and a C here to unfold towards the downside. And that's why we have a blue box here, which is the 0.618 and the 121 Fibonacci level taken from the A to the B to the C, potentially finish up. However, it can still finish here as a kind of like an ending diagonal, yeah, hitting only the uncommon target 0.618, taking the low there and then starting to push toward the upside. This is the closest scenario, I would say, in term of this complexity, and to not really get confused with the several impulses here and five waves again for a potential expanding diagonal, which is very, very far. That's why, because this is a very far probability and the highest probability it is a wave B, I prefer to go with an A, B, and a C as highest probability, of course, for bearish to take the low there in five waves ending diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and then push towards the upside. So potential target is here 1.89 or even a little bit lower to take the low, $1.5 for the gas. Basically, as well, if we are talking bullish here, that things might continue to push for higher, we're taking into consideration this expanding diagonal, which is very rare case scenario, yeah? Meaning the probability is only 10% here, and especially that the expanding diagonal is not looking perfect. Yeah? So a perfect expanding diagonal would like to see a wave 5 pushing like that, yeah, to this high at least. But this did not happen. This wave 5 is shorter than wave 3, which is not based on the rules and guidelines for Elliott wave. So yeah, I prefer then to continue with the diagonal. But in case we are bullish, let's say this is a wave 1 and you are in a wave 2. If you are in a wave 2 here, it could be that the wave 2 unfinished yet and you are in an A, B, and a C to hit somewhere here the 0.786 perfect fib level for wave 2, $2.12, and then pushing toward the upside again. Yeah. So that means where you might have, of course, a very likely here the wave ABC, this blue count rather than a wave 3, by the way, higher probability because this structure is mostly complex and it looks mostly corrective most of the time, meaning three ways all the time. So basically, I'm looking for a wave C, much more possible than a 4 and a 5 here, as a large impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, guys. So yeah, wave C can be possible, taking the high as a 1-to-1 Fibonacci level, but we need to make sure that the wave B is done. Now, to make sure that this wave B is done, we need the ending diagonal, as we mentioned here, to take the low as a potential $1.5 and then pushing for this wave C toward the upside, where we saw, of course, during COVID-19, the $10 for the gas here. We might still see this again, potentially as a $10 or $11, maybe to take the high here and then starting the push toward the downside again. Yep, so that was it for the natural gas. I would say on the daily, on the 1 hour chart, we're looking as well for this potential finished ABC here. So A, B, and a C, where you have an impulse also 1, 2, and then with 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Can be 4 and a 5, meaning can be an impulse, all of it. But honestly, I can call this even as a 1, 2, 3 here, 4 and a 5 for an impulse finish. So I prefer even that because the structure here doesn't look for me very impulsive as a shape. Yeah, as a structure for me, it looks like a 3 waves. Plus, if this is your wave 4, invalidation. And that means this is very like an ABC where our scenario has been given already as well. And I prefer this count for this wave 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and a 5 here. You might be in an A, B, and a C here as an expanding flat. If this is the case, or even this wave 3 can be there. Let me check. So we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Well, no, it doesn't work. A, B, and a C for a wave B. Well, yeah, if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 3 is there, sorry. 4 and a 5, yeah. This is the impulse, guys. This is how it is. So we have 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finished wave A, B, and a C, wave B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, impulse, finishing wave C, larger wave C. And that means, yes, this is very likely a finished zigzag. Now, if it is a finished zigzag and this is still not looking really a pretty impulse, I would say, but still can be because we don't have invalidation there, can be, of course, something pushing for higher still, like an A, B, and a C. And that means, of course, we might be in the diagonal again. So your diagonal there is still looking for the wave 2, very likely, guys. If we want to have kind of like a target here, I would say let's watch the 1-to-1 Fibonacci level for a wave B, $3.87. Okay, this might be your zigzag there for the wave B, and then continuation for lower than yeah, in a potential ending diagonal, guys. That was it for the Natgas. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Before you leave, make sure to join our private Discord community. There you will get daily updates faster than YouTube, plus exclusive bonus trading signals for the gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. You can also request one special technical analysis every day and get access even to our only members video on YouTube and also on Discord. And stay ahead, of course, with economic and political news that actually moves the market. And of course, we do regular Q&A sessions, so you can get your questions answered directly in the Discord. And of course, if you're serious about leveling your trading, the Discord link is below in the description and in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.